Hello, welcome to TYTSports. This is Dan Keston. This is Steve O. We are here. Everybody else at TYT back at home, disappointed about the canceling of Honey Boo Boo, but we're here giving you sports and covering the Denver-San Diego game from last night. Very interesting game, Steve.
Was it interesting? I thought it was kind of boring.
I thought it was pretty interesting. It was 7-7 until the very end of the first half, and if Emmanuel Sanders doesn't do that, it could go into half 7-7. And then mentally, Denver's at a different place after the half, and you could see a different result in the game.
I mean, you're right. In any football game, well, unless the Bucks are playing, because they're just clowns, in any football game, there are several moments during the game where if it just goes the other way, then it's a close game or the other team wins. But it goes your way, and that leads to somewhat of a blowout or like a comfortable lead. But it's often closer than you say. But I never felt that the Chargers could win this game. I don't know why. I just felt like Denver had this.
Well, I think strategically they were off from the start. The reason they were able to beat them in last year's game is because they dominated time of possession and they kept the Broncos off the field. And the way you beat Peyton Manning is you don't let him have the ball. And they tried to do this game, but obviously Denver knew they were going to do it, which is why every time Brandon Oliver touched the ball, he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They had something like 6 negative rushes in the first half alone. And if you're trying to dominate the game through time of possession, that's not really going to work.
Yeah, a couple of things. So Denver's defense doesn't get enough credit. They've been playing great, and yesterday they were outstanding. The other thing, too, is that Peyton Manning, he's done a great job of surrounding himself with really good players his whole career. So certain people are lucky in the sense that they are surrounded by winners. So Phil Jackson is a classic case. He's had Michael Jordan, and then he had Shaq and Kobe, and he's got a lot of rings as a result of it. But Manning, he's had great weapons. I mean, right now he has Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, Sanders, and Wes Walker, who's not quite there because of all the concussion issues. But these are terrific weapons, and Manning knows how to use his weapons. So it's not just that he's lucky with these weapons, he knows how to use them. With the Colts, you had Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Joseph Adai, Edgar and James, Dallas Clark, Austin Collie before he had all those concussion issues. So he's had great weapons. I just feel bad for someone like Tom Brady, who had, what did he have? He had nothing. He had Gronkowski, and then he had Aaron Hernandez before he went to prison. And the one year that he had a real receiver, Randy Moss, he broke all records, right? So it's just...
Well, the question is, I mean, do you think, though, that Peyton makes all these guys better, or do you think that they were good before they came to him?
It's both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to take away credit for Peyton. He's shattering every single record, and good for him. He's making the most of what he has. I just want to point out how awesome his weapons are. Demaryius Thomas is a freak. I've never seen, I mean, is there a receiver that big and that fast in the NFL? Maybe Julio Jones.
Yeah, he's good, though.
Yeah, he's awesome. And Sanders, I never knew he was this good. I mean, I knew he was good, which is why I took him in both fantasy football leagues that I was in. But he is so fast, and he has great hands. So some of those catches that he had were terrific. The first 2 touchdowns he had, those passes with Peyton, those are beautiful passes, like right on the money in a crowd. Just put it right where only Sanders can get it, and he got him.
And you're right, and it all goes back to the original point, which is the only way it seems to stop Peyton Manning is to keep him off the field. Mm-hmm. And McCoy used to be the offensive coordinator, so he knows Peyton a little bit. Last time, Ryan Matthews had 29 rushes for 127 yards. This time, if you forget that little play at the end of the game where Oliver rushed 23 yards on a draw, they had 12 rushes for 13 yards. And you cannot beat the Broncos that way. If you're going to try to throw and beat them that way, it's not going to happen.
I totally agree, and that's the reason why I felt that the game was a little bit boring and that the Chargers didn't have a chance, because throughout the first half, whenever Brandon Oliver touched the ball, he was hit behind the line of scrimmage. They had no rhythm to their offense. San Diego's success is predicated on long, sustained drives. 10 plays for 80 yards, 14 plays for 76 yards. They didn't have those. So if you get to a shootout with the Broncos, in Denver of all places, you're going to lose.
And they couldn't get to Peyton. Like Peyton, as they were saying multiple times during the cast, they basically said his uniform was clean. And that's because nobody was getting to him. Like Phillip Rivers was sacked twice, he got intercepted twice, he got knocked down 4 times. I mean,
Manning never gets sacked. And on that, I give him almost all the credit, because he just has a quick release. He knows how to be smart with the ball and get rid of it. So he's never sacked, no matter what his offensive line looks like. So that's on him.
Yeah. Look, he certainly wants to win again, and the knock on him has never been during the regular season that he can't get it done. So I guess we'll see if he can continue to get it done once he gets into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he'll get it done, to be honest.
No, you don't think so? Who's going to beat him this year?
I don't know, but I don't think he'll get it done. I would love to actually see Cowboys versus Broncos.
Cowboys Broncos, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Because I feel like both quarterbacks get a lot of crap for not winning in the clutch. They kind of deserve that criticism, but kind of not, because I think the criticism is overly unfair at times. So I would love to see them go at it.
Well, the funny thing is, you could actually see a replay of this game in the playoffs, in a couple months, and then you're going to see what happens, because I'm sure that if this game gets replayed, San Diego doesn't again try to just keep Peyton Manning off the field. They do something totally different. So the question is, next time they do it, what are they going to do, and are they going to be able to be effective, or is Peyton just going to stomp them like he did last night?